Well, hello. I'm going to tell you a story today, and like the best stories, it started in a galaxy far, far away in Durham. And why am I doing it? Believe it or not, it's coming up the channel's birthday, so I thought I'd do something a little different. Let's roll the intro. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. And if you haven't been here before, today is a bit of an odd video because the next two are not so much about trading. They're about me as a trader. Because normally you would see me on the charts, having a laugh, doing a bit of education, but mainly showing you trading in the real world. So if that part sounds good, please subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps and motivates me. But believe it or not, the channel is a year old this month. And what I was requested many times was, how did I become a trader? And I thought the easiest way is to kind of show you where I came from and take you through it. Because my journey has been a roller coaster, emotionally and physically, as you will see, because my business that you've heard me mention a number of times started as one entity and had to be transformed into another one because of an accident. This one. And I'll go through that in the next video as I get up to that stage. But initially, I'm going to show you where I grew up and how we started this little journey of working for yourself. So come with me, let's have a little road trip. Okay, off we go. I'm going to take Winky to where I was born, because I don't think I've ever taken her before. So we'll see you when we get there. Little road trip. Aye, these streets actually bringing back loads of memories. Still remember running around playing Knocky 9 Doors. There wasn't as many cars then. In fact, nobody had any cars. The village bike used to live there, a lane, you know, and so we used to practice on. The other one was over there. Well, Winky, this is where I was born. I grew up there, in these streets. I was going to get out and walk, but as you can see by the window, it is tonking down. But yes, just a council estate in Durham, pity me. So Wink, down here, and if you look behind us, all these trees and the houses that are in there, and all of that there, that wasteland, that was a rugby field where we used to play as kids. And that's what we did. We didn't have sort of computers when I was a kid growing up. We had the fields and the woods, and across the road straight over that bypass is the woods we used to play in, and a jolly old time we used to have. And in fact, all of this here behind me, this was all a mud track, and we used to make our own entertainment with proper BMX bikes, you know, none of these electric crap that you have today. We actually work for a living. Even when we were kids, we had to work for it. But hey ho. But I'm going to show you an invention and the ingenuity of a child, because we did have to make our own entertainment, because as I just said, there's nothing bought for us. We made it ourselves. Now behind me, here Wink, this is how you make ingenuity. Not that you can see it very well because it's a bit dark. That's the bypass above us and the road. And as you can see, the brick wall here, and if you can imagine, none of them bushes were there. It was a flat field. What we did, because we couldn't afford to go down to Durham swimming pool, on the other side of there is farmers' fields, and the water, as you can see, running into this drain, where we are, into these storm drains here, runs constantly. So we blocked the drains up and flooded all of this, the whole lot. It made a swimming pool about 6-7 foot deep, and because the storm drains were there, there's another one just up there. It meant the level stayed the same, and that's what we did every summer. We used to come down here, block that up. Council come go mental with us, but they'd come along, clear it. Next day we'd come along, do it again. And we had a jolly old time in the summer. Wonderful place to grow up. Anyway, but that's what you do when you don't have anything. Well, I'm going to take you to something that's triggered me in life. And many moons ago, I used to love to ice skate when I was a kid. And I couldn't afford any ice skating boots. I really couldn't. I was 10. You know, if I got 10 pence pocket money a week, I'd done well. And that was for my gran. And I had to save them up so I could buy a Star Wars figure. But anyway, I'm going to show you a pond where I got the idea, and it's the last part of where it grew up. But that pond has a bit of relevance for me. Now this is where I used to come and play all the time, Twink. All the time. Used to be down here. Used to run around all these sort of ferns and what have you, play hide and seek. You know, and then springtime and the summer we come down, catch frogs and butterflies and you name it. But all of my business ingenuity came from this pond right here. Now, Pity Me, as the legend goes, nobody actually knows why it's called Pity Me, but the general consensus is Petite Mia, because it used to be a watering hole for the travellers going to Chesley Street, which was that. But then in later years came our playground, and it used to be bloody cold here, and that used to freeze rock solid, and you could ice skate on it. But I couldn't afford ice skates. You know, in the 70s, not a lot of money. So I was telling my gran, who I lived with, that I want some ice skates, and she couldn't afford them either. But what she said to me, and I've held this dear for 40 years, is if you want something, work for it. So this is what you can do. Go in the garden and do the weeding for me. I'll give you 50p. And a light bulb moment came on. I thought, well, if I do that, I get this. Happy days. So we did that. Knocked on next door, asked if I could cut the grass. Bearing in mind I'm 10-year-old. And let me do that, gave me £1. And across the summer, I saved up £100 at 10-year-old. Now in the 70s, that was a lot of money. I was able to buy my ice boots and have a real good time, because I figured out if I did this, I could do that. And then I became that kid that used to buy and sell things, and I've done it for so long. So all of it all started because of that pond and my gran. Now this place is quite emotional for me. In the background is St Cuthbert's Hospice, where my mother spent her last days, and was also where she was seconded to as a nurse. So the whole family has a very big sort of love of this place. But every time I come, well, it's not the best for me, because you should always remember your parents in the best way. And I had to sit and watch cancer riddle my mum away, and all she wanted to do was come home, and she never left this place. So because of that, I'll support this till it's my time. And that's what my entire family does. All of us, my brothers, my sister and my father. Every year we don't buy each other Christmas gifts. We all donate everything into this place, and that makes us happy. That's what life's about. Be happy and do little things that can make you happy. And talking of little things that make me happy, let's go to the pub, because that's what makes me happy as well. And let's go with Little Winky. So how did I become a trader? Well, it's probably not the way that you think, because I didn't wake up one day and think, I'm going to be a trader. I didn't. I actually thought I was going to be a policeman. That was my goal, if you like. And it never happened for me. I had to sort of work for a living, and I'm going to touch on some of that as we go on a little road trip. And in the next video, because I'm breaking this in half, because otherwise it'll be for hours, I'm going to go through how I went through a corporate ladder, decided how to set up my own business, how that business changed because of an accident. I have a scar in my throat. I'm not rightly sure whether you can see it, but this is the accident.
Matron, take them away.
That wrote me off, so I had to change direction in a business that I had, and that capitalised into a very, very big business, and that's where trading came into it. And again, it came into it through an accident, because I was in a negotiation for price on product, and the subject of fluctuation in exchange rates came up, and at the time I hadn't given it a second thought, but the chap that was with me who worked for me, who was an ex-commercial bank manager, knew all about forward purchasing. And when we got back to the office, I quizzed him about it, and then as the years went forward, we started forward purchasing our own currency, and that led me down the path of trading. And then when that business collapsed, I needed to trade out of necessity, because nerve damage in this hand, wrong side of 40, nobody wants to work with you or know you, and I'd run a business for so long, I'd be a terrible employee. I was always a good boss, but I'm not very good at taking orders off anybody. I needed to do something, so I used my skill set to do what I do now, today. And this last 5 years has been an incredible journey for me, and it's got stronger year after year, because I've got better year after year, even though I'd had a long time trading prior. But the trading I did prior was a lot different. Okay, and talking of things that's different, here's the best thing that I want to stay the same. Little Winker, say hello.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your road trip today?
I did actually. It was really pretty.
It was really pretty. Not the fact that that's where I grew up.
I think you grew up really.
What a nostalgic woman she is. It was really pretty. Do you not like the swimming pool? I thought that was very creative.
I'm surprised you got away with it.
We didn't. We got it wrong all the time. We got bollocked every other week. But we were only 10, so we got away with it. But what it meant was, just because something isn't there doesn't mean to say that you can't make it. Got to use your noggin a little bit. Trading is like that. Got to look beyond what you see. And sometimes you get some great rewards. For us, it's a swimming pool. Ah, dear me. We did have some good times. We really did. So I'm going to leave it there. And tomorrow I'll pick this up and I'll go through how I started a business and how that business turned me into a trader. Okay. Remember guys, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.